I knew she was different the moment she ordered tap water, not sparkling, not still with a twist of lime. Just tap water in a crystal glass that probably cost more than her weekly grocery bill, and she didn't even flinch when the waiter's eyebrow twitched with barely concealed judgment. I watch her across the table, this woman my assistant set me up with because apparently I'm emotionally unavailable and need to try something real for once. And I feel something uncomfortable twist in my chest. Pity, maybe. Or worse, recognition. Of something I've spent 12 years and $2 billion trying to forget. What it looks like when someone's just trying to survive. My name is Marcus Ashford. I'm 34 years old, CEO of Ashford Technologies, and I haven't felt anything genuine for another human being since my mother died, when I was 22. Tonight was supposed to be another checkbox. Another perfectly styled woman who wants access to my bank account and my last name, in that order. Instead, I'm sitting across from Olivia Chen, and she's wearing a dress that's been altered twice. I can see the needle marks at the hem, and there's paint, actual dried paint, under her thumbnail that she keeps trying to hide. "You're staring," she says, not looking up from her menu. Her voice is softer than I expected. Tired. But there's steel underneath. "I'm observing," I correct. That's what men with power call staring. Now she does look up, and Christ, her eyes are extraordinary. Dark brown, almost black, with flecks of amber that catch the candlelight. No makeup, or so little I can't tell. Just her. Just this. "Let me save us both some time. I'm here because my best friend threatened to set me up with her cousin Brad, who works at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, if I didn't give this one last shot. You're here because my assistant thinks I'm dead inside." The corner of her mouth twitches. Almost a smile. "Are you?" I should lie. I'm extraordinarily good at lying. I'm not sure anymore. Something passes between us then, a recognition, maybe, of two people who've built walls so high they've forgotten what it's like to let someone scale them. She breaks eye contact first, goes back to her menu, and I notice her fingers trembling slightly. Nerves, I think. Then I see her checking the prices, her jaw tightening with each glance at the right-hand column, and I realize it's not nerves. It's math. She's calculating what she can afford if this goes south and we split the bill. "Order anything," I say quietly. "It's handled. I can pay for myself. I'm sure you can, but you don't have to." Her finger's still on the menu. Men who say that always want something in return. Maybe I'm not most men. Said every man who's exactly like most men. But there's a softness to it now, almost playful. She closes her menu. "The cheapest pasta, please, and tap water's fine." The waiter retreats, confused and probably offended, and I lean forward. The table is small, intimate. I can smell her perfume. No, not perfume. Soap. Something simple and clean like lavender and honey. "Why are you really here, Olivia?" She's quiet for a long moment, her fingers tracing patterns on the white tablecloth. When she speaks, her voice is barely above a whisper. "Because I have a 6-year-old daughter who asked me yesterday why I never smile anymore, and I didn't have a good answer. The honesty of it hits me like a physical blow." "And you?" she asks, meeting my eyes again. "Why are you really here, Marcus?" I open my mouth. Close it. The truth sits on my tongue like a stone. Because I'm so fucking lonely, I can't remember what it feels like to be touched with intention. But I can't say that. Not to this stranger, with paint under her nails and exhaustion carved into the delicate skin beneath her eyes. So instead, I tell her a different truth. Because I want to remember what it feels like to want something I can't buy. Her breath catches. Just slightly. Just enough. And everything changes. She asks if we can walk instead of letting my driver take us home. The restaurant is in the Pearl District, where the streets gleam with recent rain, and the city lights fracture across puddles like broken stained glass. Olivia walks beside me, not touching but close enough that I can feel the heat of her body through the cool October air. She's taken off her heels, carrying them hooked on 2 fingers, and there's something devastatingly intimate about watching her feet pad across the wet concrete and bare skin. "Tell me about your daughter," I say, Her whole face transforms, softens. Maya. She's 6. Obsessed with dinosaurs and refuses to believe they're extinct. Thinks they're just hiding until humans prove we're worthy. A laugh, quiet and warm. She's probably right. Smart kid, too smart. She asked me last week what eviction notice meant. The laughter dies. I told her it was a letter from our landlord saying hello. I want to fix it. Right now, I could make one phone call, have someone handle her rent for the next 5 years, set up a trust fund for Maya's education. But I know, from the way she ordered tap water, from the pride in her spine, that offering would be the fastest way to lose her. You work 2 jobs, I say instead. Not a question. Waitress at a diner, mornings, clean offices at night, 4 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. She stops walking, turns to face me fully. The streetlight above us flickers, casting her face in alternating shadow and gold. You're doing the math, aren't you? Calculating how much someone like me costs, what it would take to make me comfortable enough to be available. No. I step closer, close enough now that I can see the pulse beating at her throat. I'm calculating how strong someone has to be to survive what you're surviving. And being terrified by it. Terrified? Because I don't know if I could do it. I think it would break me. Her eyes search mine, looking for the lie. Finding none. You want to know the secret? Yes. She reaches out then, the first time she's touched me all night, and presses her palm flat against my chest, right over my heart. Through my Tom Ford shirt and my carefully constructed armor, I feel the warmth of her hand like a brand. You don't survive by being strong. You survive by being too stubborn to give up. There's a difference. I can't breathe. Literally cannot pull air into my lungs. Can I show you something? She whispers. It's probably stupid, but I want you to see. 20 minutes later, we're standing in a storage unit on the east side that smells like turpentine and possibility. She flicks on a single bulb, and the space floods with light and with color. Canvases everywhere, stacked against walls hanging from improvised wire, leaning in corners like secret whispers. Abstract pieces that seem to breathe, portraits with eyes that follow, landscapes that make my chest ache with their beauty. Holy shit. I breathe. I paint when Maya's asleep. When I should be sleeping. Olivia moves through the space like a ghost, trailing her fingers across canvas edges. This one is insomnia. That one is 3 a.m. panic. That's the lie I tell my daughter about tomorrow. I move to the last one. It's a sunrise painted in shades of gold and crimson. But underneath, barely visible, there are shadows, dark shapes that might be reaching up or pulling down. It's extraordinary. It's expensive. The canvases, the paint, I should stop. Use the money for something practical. She's beside me now, so close I can feel her breath on my neck. But if I stop painting, I stop remembering how to hope. And if I stop hoping, you disappear. Yes. I turn to face her and we're inches apart, breathing the same air. Paint-scented. Possibility-scented. Olivia? Don't. Don't what? Don't look at me like that. Like I'm something precious. Like I'm not. Her voice cracks. I'm a 31-year-old, single mother with $17 in my checking account and a daughter who deserves better than tap water, and lies about eviction notices, and you're also the most beautiful thing I've seen in 12 years. The words are out before I can stop them. Raw and true and terrifying. She stares at me, then slowly reaches up and touches my jaw. Her fingers are cold, paint-stained, trembling. Marcus, you don't want this. You want the idea of this, the noble rescue, I catch her hand, press it harder against my face. I want you to let me buy one of your paintings. What? That one. I gesture to the sunrise with shadows. Name your price. Her laugh is broken. You can't just $10,000. She goes very still. That's insane. That's the market rate for emerging artists with this level of technical skill. I'll have my gallery curator contact you Monday to discuss representation. I step back, forcing space between us before I do something catastrophic like kiss her. This isn't charity, Olivia. This is investment. In my art. In your hope. She's crying now silently, tears cutting tracks down her cheeks. Why are you doing this? Because you make me feel real. Because I want to be the reason you smile again. Because your daughter deserves a mother who doesn't have to choose between canvas and groceries. But I can't say any of that. Not yet, so I tell her. Because I want to see what you create when you're not afraid. She closes the distance between us, rises on her toes, presses her lips to my cheek, gentle, grateful, devastating. "Thank you," she whispers against my skin, and I know, with absolute certainty, that I'm already falling. She calls me 3 days later. It's 2 a.m. on a Thursday and I'm still at the office because sleep is irrelevant when your mind is full of a woman who tastes like hope and turpentine. My phone lights up with an unknown number and I answer without thinking. "Marcus?" Her voice is breathless, excited. "Are you awake?" "Always. Can you come to the studio?" I want to show you something." I'm in my car before she finishes the sentence. The storage unit is blazing with light when I arrive, and Olivia is standing in the center wearing paint-splattered jeans and a tank top, her hair piled on top of her head in a chaotic knot. She's covered in color, streaks of gold across her collarbone, blue smudged on her cheek, red like blood on her forearms. She's never looked more beautiful. "I couldn't sleep," she says, not quite meeting my eyes. "After you bought the painting, after the gallery called and said they want to show my work, I couldn't stop thinking about it. About you." Now she does look at me and the intensity in her gaze makes my pulse stutter. "About how you looked at me that first night. Like I was art. You are. Then let me paint you." The request hangs between us, loaded with meaning. "Olivia, please." She's already moving, pulling a stool into position, adjusting the light. "I need to capture how you make me feel. Like I'm not drowning. Like maybe I can breathe, I should leave. This is too much, too fast, too dangerous." But I'm already sitting, already watching her gather brushes and palette, already lost. She works in silence at first, her eyes flicking between canvas and my face, her bottom lip caught between her teeth in concentration. The only sounds are brush against canvas, her breathing, my heartbeat thundering in my ears. "Take off your jacket," she says quietly. I do. "Your tie." My fingers fumble with the silk. It falls to the floor like a surrender. "Unbutton your shirt." Just the top 3, I hesitate. "Olivia, I need to see your throat. The way your pulse moves." Her voice is rough, artistic, distant, but her hands are shaking. "Please, Marcus." I unbutton 3, then 4. The cool air hits my chest and I watch her eyes darken. "Perfect," she breathes. "Stay just like that." An hour passes. Maybe 2. She paints with fierce concentration, occasionally stepping close to study the angle of my jaw, the shadow under my cheekbone, the hollow of my throat. Each time she approaches, I catch her scent, lavender and honey and paint, and it takes everything in me not to reach for her. "Why me?" I finally ask. "Why did you call me tonight?" Her brush stills. "Because Maya asked me this morning why I was smiling at breakfast, and I realized it was because I was thinking about you." She sets down the brush, wipes her hands on her jeans, but doesn't look at me. "Because you scare me, Marcus. You make me want things I can't afford to want." "Like what?" "Like someone who sees me. Not the struggling single mother. Not the charity case, just me." I stand. The stool scrapes against concrete. "Come here." She doesn't move. If I come closer, "Come here." She crosses the space between us slowly, like she's walking through water. When she's close enough to touch, I reach out and cup her face in my hands. Her skin is warm, paint sticky, perfect. "I see you, Olivia. Every version of you. The fierce mother, the brilliant artist, the woman who orders tap water to preserve her dignity, the stubborn survivor who refuses to break." I lean down until our foreheads touch, and I want all of it. "You don't know what you're asking for. Then show me." She kisses me. It's not gentle. It's desperate and hungry and tasting of 3 sleepless nights and years of loneliness. Her hands fist in my shirt, pulling me closer, and I wrap my arms around her waist, lifting her against me. She gasps into my mouth and I swallow the sound, memorize it, let it fuel the fire spreading through my veins. We break apart, both breathing hard. "I have $17 in my bank account," she whispers against my lips. "I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with my daughter and our landlord is an asshole, and I haven't bought myself new clothes in 2 years. I don't care. You should. I'm a terrible investment. You're the only thing I want to invest in." She pulls back, searches my face. "What are we doing, Marcus?" "I don't know, but I know I can't stop. Me either." Her smile is sad, beautiful, terrified. That's what scares me. Behind her, I can see the painting she's been working on, my portrait half finished. In it, I'm looking at something beyond the canvas with an expression I don't recognize on my own face. I look like I'm in love. "Olivia," I start. but she presses her fingers to my lips. Don't say it. Not yet. Let me have this moment before everything gets complicated so I don't say it. Instead, I kiss her again, slower this time, trying to pour everything I can't say into the pressure of my mouth against hers. She melts into me, and we stand there in the middle of her paint-splattered sanctuary, holding on to each other like we're both drowning and this is the only thing keeping us afloat. When we finally pull apart, she's crying again. Come home with me, I whisper. I can't, Maya. Not for that. Come to my house tomorrow. Bring Maya. Let me cook you dinner. Let me meet the person who makes you smile at breakfast. She stares at me like I've offered her the world. Maybe I have. Okay, she breathes. Okay. Maya is obsessed with my kitchen. Do you have a staff? She asks, eyes wide as saucers, running her small hands over the marble countertops. Like in the movies? Just a housekeeper who comes twice a week, I tell her, trying not to laugh at Olivia's mortified expression. But tonight I'm the cook. Can you make dinosaur nuggets? Maya, Olivia warns. I can try. I crouch down to Maya's level. She has her mother's eyes, that same amber-flecked brown, but without the exhaustion carved beneath them. But I was thinking maybe we could make pasta together. You can be my sous chef. What's a sushi chef? Sous, it means you're my helper. My most important helper. Maya considers this with the gravity of a 6-year-old making a life-altering decision. Then, okay, but I get to taste everything. Deal. I glance up at Olivia, who's standing in the doorway of my kitchen looking completely out of place in her carefully mended dress, her eyes shining with something that might be tears. She mouths thank you and I have to look away before I do something stupid like drop to my knees and beg her to stay forever. Dinner is chaos. Maya narrates her entire dinosaur theory while helping me measure flour, getting it everywhere, the counter, the floor, her hair, my imported Italian shirt. Olivia tries to help clean up but keeps getting distracted watching me with her daughter. And I keep getting distracted watching her watch us. And eventually we're all just laughing, covered in flour, the pasta forgotten. You're really bad at cooking, Maya informs me seriously. Terrible, I agree, but you're nice. Mommy smiles when you're around. Olivia's face goes crimson. Maya, it's true. You smile all the time now. And you sang in the shower yesterday. You never sing. I meet Olivia's eyes across the kitchen. She sings? Badly, Olivia mutters. Off-key. Extremely off-key. I want to hear. Absolutely not. Please? Maya giggles. Do the one about the sunshine. Traitor, Olivia tells her daughter, but she's smiling. That smile, the one I've started living for. We eventually order pizza, admitting defeat on the pasta, and Maya falls asleep on my couch halfway through a nature documentary about actual dinosaurs, her small body curled up like a question mark. Olivia tries to wake her, but I shake my head. Let her sleep. I'll carry her to my guest room. Marcus, we should go. Stay. I stand, move to where she's sitting on the opposite end of the couch. Just for a while, stay. She looks at me with those devastating eyes. Why are you so good to us? Because you make me remember what it's like to be human. I lift Maya carefully. She weighs nothing, this tiny human who's already stolen part of my heart, and carry her to the guest room. Olivia follows, tucking her daughter under covers that probably cost more than her monthly rent. She kisses Maya's forehead, whispers something too quiet for me to hear, then follows me back downstairs. The house is quiet now. Just us, the city lights sprawling beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows. Your home is beautiful, Olivia says softly, like a museum. It's empty. I pour 2 glasses of wine, hand her one. I bought it 5 years ago because my financial advisor said I should invest in real estate. I've never had anyone over. Not once, not even no one. I take a drink, liquid courage, because everyone I've ever let close wanted something from me. Money, status, access. And I got so good at giving them nothing real that I forgot how. She sets down her glass, moves closer. We're standing by the window now, the city a blanket of lights below us, and she places her hand on my chest again, over my heart. What do you want from me, Marcus? Everything. The word comes out raw. I want to know what makes you laugh, what you dream about when you let yourself dream. I want to know why you chose lavender soap and how you take your coffee, and what Maya's favorite dinosaur is. I want to know every scar, every fear, every hope you've buried to survive. That's a lot. I know. I can't give you everything. I don't have anything to give. You're wrong. I cover her hand with mine, press it harder against my chest. You've already given me more than anyone ever has. You've given me a reason to leave the office, to answer my phone at 2 a.m., to learn how to make pasta badly. She laughs, but it breaks halfway through. I'm going to disappoint you. Impossible. I am. I'm a mess, Marcus. I'm one car repair away from losing everything. I cry in my car between jobs. I've stolen toilet paper from restaurant bathrooms because I couldn't afford to buy it. I'm not the woman you think I am. You're exactly the woman I think you are. Strong, stubborn, beautiful, terrified, but still fighting. I tilt her chin up, force her to meet my eyes, and I'm falling in love with you. The words hang between us like a confession, like a grenade with the pin pulled. Don't, she whispers, too late. Marcus, I know you're scared. I know this is fast and crazy and probably stupid. But I've spent 12 years being careful, being smart, building walls so high no one could climb them. And then you ordered tap water and showed me your paintings and let your daughter cover my kitchen in flour. And now I can't remember why I built the walls in the first place. She's crying now, really crying, tears streaming down her face. I can't be your project. I can't be the thing you fix to feel better about yourself. You're not. You're the thing that's fixing me. I kiss her then, slow and deep and aching. She kisses back, her hands coming up to tangle in my hair, and we're pressed together, heart to heart, breath to breath, and it feels like falling and flying at the same time. When we break apart, she's shaking. If we do this, if we really do this, you have to promise me something. Anything. If it doesn't work, if you wake up one day and realize I'm not worth the complication, you have to promise you won't break Maya's heart. Promise me you'll let us go gently. It's going to work. Promise me, Marcus. I cup her face in both hands. I promise. But I also promise I'm never going to let you go. She kisses me again, harder this time, desperate. And upstairs, in my guest room, her daughter sleeps in Egyptian cotton sheets, dreaming of dinosaurs and second chances. Everything is about to change. And for the first time in 12 years, I'm not afraid. I wake up to the smell of coffee and quiet laughter. It takes me a moment to remember where I am. My own bed. Alone, still dressed in yesterday's flower-covered clothes because I was too terrified to change. Too afraid that if I moved, Olivia might disappear like a dream. But the laughter is real. Floating up from my kitchen. Real. I find them in the morning light. Maya is standing on a stool at my stovetop. When did I buy a stool? Carefully flipping pancakes under Olivia's supervision. My kitchen, usually sterile and empty, is full of life. Flour on the counters again. Orange juice spilled. 2 coffee mugs by the sink, lipstick stain on one of them. It looks like a home. You're awake. Maya spots me first. We made breakfast, but we didn't know if you like chocolate chips or blueberries, so we made both. Best decision ever, I tell her. And she beams. Olivia turns, and the look on her face nearly stops my heart. She's wearing one of my shirts. When did she change? And her hair is loose around her shoulders, and she's looking at me like I'm something precious. Like I'm art. Hi, she says softly. Hi. Maya, oblivious to the tension crackling between us, starts narrating her pancake-making process in excruciating detail. I listen, nod in appropriate places, but I can't stop looking at Olivia. At the way morning light catches in her hair, at the soft smile playing at her lips, at the way she's looking at me like maybe, just maybe, she's falling too after breakfast, which is perfect. Even though Maya insists dinosaurs would have liked more syrup, I suggest we spend the day together. Maya wants to go to the Natural History Museum. Of course she does. Marcus, you probably have work, Olivia starts. I have 17 companies that run themselves. I think they can survive one day without me. I crouch down to Maya's level again, but only if you promise to tell me which dinosaur is your favorite. Ankylosaurus, because it has armor and nobody can hurt it. Something in my chest cracks open. The museum is crowded, full of families and school groups and the echo of children's excitement bouncing off marble walls. Maya drags us from exhibit to exhibit, explaining with the confidence of a 6-year-old expert why T-Rex is overrated and why the Cretaceous period was clearly superior to the Jurassic. Olivia walks beside me, close enough that our hands keep brushing. Each touch is electric. Thank you for this, she says quietly while Maya is pressing her face against the glass of a fossil display. For treating her like she matters. She does matter. She's part of you. Olivia stops walking. We're in a dimly lit hallway between exhibits, relatively private. Last night after I put Maya to bed, I laid awake in your guest room trying to find all the reasons this won't work. My heart stutters. And I found about 100. Our different worlds. The media attention. The fact that your colleagues will think I'm after your money. The fact that maybe they're right. Maybe I am, in some subconscious way, looking for someone to rescue me. Olivia. But then I remembered something. She turns to face me fully. When Maya was born, I was alone. Her father left the moment I told him I was pregnant, and I stood in that hospital room holding her, this tiny, perfect thing, and I promised her I would fight for every good thing that came our way, that I wouldn't let fear make me say no to joy. She reaches up, touches my face. Her fingers are trembling. Your joy, Marcus. You're terrifying and impossible and completely insane, but your joy, and I want to fight for this, for us, even though I'm scared out of my mind. I pull her close, right there in the museum hallway with dinosaur skeletons as witnesses. I'm scared too. I've never felt this way about anyone. Never wanted to be this person. The one who leaves work early and learns to make pancakes and doesn't care about the complications. Who are you becoming? Someone better. Because of you, she kisses me, soft and sweet and tasting of hope, Mommy. Marcus. Maya's voice echoes through the hallway. They have a triceratops. Come see. We break apart laughing. Olivia laces her fingers through mine, the first time she's held my hand intentionally, and we follow her daughter deeper into the museum. 6 months later, I'm standing in a gallery watching Olivia's first solo exhibition. The room is packed. Critics, collectors, people who matter in the art world. And there, in the center of the main wall, is the painting she finished that night, the portrait of me, looking at something beyond the canvas with an expression I now recognize. Love. I was looking at her with love. Even then, it's called The Man Who Taught Me to Hope, Olivia says, appearing at my elbow. She's wearing a dress I bought her. She let me finally after months of gentle insistence, and her hair is swept up, exposing the curve of her neck. The gallery wants to buy it. Offered 6 figures. And I told them no. Some things aren't for sale. I pull her close, not caring about the crowd watching. I love you, I whisper against her hair. I love your daughter. I love your paintings and your stubbornness and the way you still order tap water sometimes just to remind yourself where you came from. I love you too. She pulls back, eyes shining. Even though you still can't cook, we'll order pizza. Forever? Forever. Maya appears then, dragging my assistant, who has become her favorite person after me, toward a painting of dinosaurs rendered in Olivia's distinctive abstract style. My life is full of noise and color and chaos now. My house has toys in the corners and paintings on every wall. My calendar has entries like Maya's school play and Olivia's studio time do not disturb. It's perfect. Olivia leans up, whispers in my ear. Thank you for ordering tap water with me that first night. Thank you for teaching me how to hope. We stand there, surrounded by her art, by the life we've built from nothing but stubbornness and faith and blind dates we almost didn't show up for. And I think about the man I was 6 months ago. Cold, empty, dead inside. He doesn't exist anymore. In his place is someone who knows how to love. How to be loved. How to flip pancakes badly and believe in dinosaurs and look at a woman with paint under her nails like she's the only art that matters. Take me home, Olivia whispers, always. We leave the gallery together, hand in hand, walking toward a future we're building one day at a time. Behind us, the portrait watches, a moment frozen in paint. The exact second I fell in love with a woman who ordered tap water and saved my life. Some investments, I've learned, have no price tag. Some things are worth more than all the money in the world. Sometimes, the best blind dates are the ones you almost didn't take.